Qur'an mercy, the woman forgiven by Allah for a single act of kindness. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am your brother Mallam JIJI. Wisdom from the Minbar. My brothers and sisters, today's story is one of the most heart-melting, breathtaking lessons of mercy ever narrated in Islamic history. A story so simple, yet so powerful, that the Prophet Muhammad said it changed the destiny of a person in the hereafter instantly. This is not the story of a scholar, not the story of a warrior, not the story of a wealthy believer, but a woman whose entire life, her entire record, her entire past, was transformed by one act of kindness. A single moment, a single decision, a single spark of compassion that opened for her the doors of Allah's forgiveness. And this is the miracle of Rahmah, the divine mercy. Today we explore the incredible true story of the woman who was forgiven by Allah because she showed kindness not to another human being, not to her family, but to one of Allah's smallest creation, a thirsty animal. This woman, rejected by society, looked down upon, labeled as a sinner, someone people would never invite, never greet, never consider righteous. Yet Allah raised her above millions because of what was in her heart. And this story is not just history. This story is a message for you, for your life, your heart, your destiny. Because what if the act that saves you is not the prayer you think is perfect, not the charity you think is huge, not the fasting you think is long, but a small act of kindness that others may never even notice? What if one moment of compassion becomes the reason Allah forgives your sins and writes you among the people of paradise? This is why the Prophet said, "Show mercy to those on earth, and the one in the heavens will show mercy to you." As you listen today, ask yourself, how powerful is kindness? How heavy is mercy on the scale? And how close are we to Allah's forgiveness without even realizing it? Before we begin, my family, please like this video, leave a comment for the barakah, and share it with at least one person. And if you're new here, subscribe to Wisdom from a Minbar so you never miss these life-changing Qur'an stories. I am your brother Mallam JIJI. Now, let's enter the world of divine mercy, where a single act opened the gates of paradise. Welcome to Qur'an mercy, the woman forgiven by Allah for a single act of kindness. A story hidden in the sands of time. A heart filled with mercy. Imagine walking under the burning desert sun. No water, no shade, no comfort. You are tired, thirsty, and weak. Now imagine you're not a human, but a small, helpless animal, a creature unable to speak or ask for help. This is where our story begins. The Prophet Muhammad told us of a woman from a sinful past, a woman whose life was full of mistakes, misguidance, and darkness. She was not someone the world respected. She was not known for piety, worship, or purity. If anything, people judged her, whispered about her, and dismissed her as worthless. But Allah does not look at your past. He looks at your heart. One day, this woman walked through the desert. Tired and exhausted, she came upon a well and drank some water. As she rested, she noticed a dog nearby, panting, struggling, and nearly dying of thirst. The heat was so unbearable that the dog was licking the sand, trying desperately to find moisture. In that moment, something awakened inside her. Mercy, compassion, humanity. She climbed back into the well, filled her shoe with water, held it carefully in her hand, and gave the thirsty dog a drink. No one saw her. No one praised her. No one clapped or thanked her. It was a simple act, done quietly, done sincerely, done only for compassion. And Allah, who sees what the world does not, responded with a mercy that shook the heavens. The Prophet said, Allah forgave her because of that single act. Subhanallah. This was a woman whose sins were many. But one act, one moment of sincerity, erased a lifetime of darkness. This chapter teaches us the foundation of the entire story. Mercy can save you when nothing else can. Hearts are judged by Allah, not by people. Small acts done sincerely can open the doors of paradise. Allah's mercy is greater than your past, greater than your mistakes, and greater than your flaws. The woman didn't give charity, build a masjid, or deliver a lecture. She just showed kindness to a thirsty animal. And Allah, the most merciful, the most loving, opened a door for her that humans would never open. This is the power of mercy, the kind of mercy that Allah loves. I will take us deeper into why this simple act carried such a massive weight on the scale of Allah, and what it teaches us about our own hearts today. A woman the world forgot, but Allah remembered. Her life of struggle, a heart searching for light. Imagine a woman walking alone under the burning desert sun, her clothes dusty, her body exhausted, her heart carrying wounds that no one can see. She was not wealthy, not respected, not honored by society. In fact, she lived a life that most people would judge instantly, harshly, and completely. But here is where the mercy of Allah begins to shine. Because while the world saw a sinner, Allah saw a soul still capable of goodness, still capable of light. This woman, mentioned in authentic hadith, was from the people whom society pushed aside. A woman whose past was filled with mistakes. A woman who had fallen into sins many times. A woman most people would avoid, insult, or condemn. But the Qur'an teaches us something powerful. Allah does not look at your appearance or your wealth, but He looks at your hearts and deeds. Sahih Muslim. So although the world judged her, Allah did not. Her days were filled with regret. Every night, she would sleep with a heavy heart. Every morning, she would walk with the burden of guilt. She wanted to change. She wanted to return to Allah. But she didn't know how. She didn't know where to start. Many of us know this feeling. We think, I have done too much wrong. I am not worthy of Allah. Why would Allah forgive someone like me? But this woman's story teaches us. Sometimes one sincere action, one moment of mercy, one act of kindness can rewrite your destiny. The day her life changed, one scorching afternoon, she was wandering through the desert, nearly fainting from thirst. Her throat burned. Her steps were slow. She could barely breathe. She desperately searched for water until she found a deep, old well. She climbed down, filled her hands, and drank. But just as she caught her breath, she heard a sound that stopped her heart. A sound of suffering. A sound of desperation. A sound that mirrored her own pain. It was a thirsty dog, panting heavily, tongue out, dying from the heat. In this moment, she felt something awaken inside her. She remembered her own thirst just moments ago. And without thinking of her past, her reputation, or her sins, her heart moved with mercy. She gave what she didn't have. She had no bucket, no rope, no container. So what did she do? She climbed down the well again, filled her shoe with water, held it gently between her teeth, and climbed back up just to give that dying dog a chance to live. In that moment, she wasn't a sinner. She wasn't a woman with a dark past. She wasn't someone society despised. She was a believer showing mercy. And Allah says, "My mercy has overcome my anger." Hadith Qudsi. This tiny act, simple, small, unnoticed by people, was giant in the eyes of Allah. Because kindness has a weight that only Allah measures. Allah forgave her entire past. The Prophet said, Allah forgave her because of that one act. Sahih al-Bukhari. Not because of 1,000 prayers. Not because of huge charity. Not because of long fasting. But because her heart showed mercy. Allah forgave her entire lifetime of sins. Why? Because anyone who shows mercy to Allah's creation will find the mercy of the Creator. The message for every soul hearing this. This is not just her story. This is our story. The story of every person who feels broken. The story of every believer who thinks they are too sinful. The story of every heart searching for a way back to Allah. Her whole destiny changed because of sincerity, compassion, mercy, a moment of goodness, a heart still alive. And now her story lives forever. Not because of her past, but because of one act that Allah loved. A moment of kindness that changed an entire destiny. Mallam JIJI says, Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. My brothers and sisters, in chapter 3 we enter the heart of this story. The moment when one woman, broken by sin and driven by thirst, made a decision that would echo through centuries. A woman who had nothing, yet she gave everything she had. This is not just a narration. It is a reminder that your smallest action may be the biggest thing in your book of deeds. Part 1. The Woman at the Well. Imagine her walking alone under a burning desert sun. Her reputation destroyed, her soul exhausted, her heart heavy with regret. Every step towards the well felt like a reminder of who she used to be. A sinner, a woman the world judged, a soul people avoided. But Allah never avoids someone walking toward him. She reached the well hoping only to quench her thirst, not realizing Allah had written something far greater for her that day. As she drank water, something soft brushed against her foot. A sound came from behind a rock. A dog, breathing heavily, tongue out, dying of thirst. This animal had no voice to ask for help. No tribe, no family. No one in that desert cared about it. But she did, for the first time in a long time. Her heart felt human again. Part 2. The struggle to help. The well was deep, too deep for the dog to drink from. She looked around. She had no bucket, no rope, nothing. Then she looked at herself. Her only possession was her leather shoe, and she said to herself, I will not let this creature of Allah die. So she tied the shoe in her scarf, lowered it into the well, scooped water, and held it out for the dog. Not once, not twice, again and again until the animal regained strength. Her clothes got soaked, her hands cramped. She grew tired, but she kept going. Why? Because mercy had awakened inside her, and mercy is one of the names of Allah. Part 3. How Allah saw her action. Listen carefully, my brothers and sisters. The world saw this woman as a sinner. Society saw her as worthless. People saw her as impure. But Allah saw her heart. The Prophet said, Allah forgave her because of that act and entered her into paradise. One act, one moment, one drop of water given sincerely. This is the power of Rahmah, compassion. And Allah, who is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, does not let mercy go unrewarded. Part 4. Why this story shakes the heart. My dear listeners, think deeply. This woman did not feed a hungry person. She did not donate gold. She did not build a masjid. She saved a dog, an animal that many in her society considered impure. And yet Allah forgave her entirely. What does that teach us? Your past does not control your future. A sinner can become a saint in a single moment. Allah values sincerity more than status. Kindness to any living creature is a path to Jannah. This story shatters excuses. Some people say, I am too sinful. I am too far from Allah. My deeds are not enough. But look at her. With one sincere act, Allah wiped her slate clean. Imagine what Allah would do for you if you show mercy, even silently, even secretly. Part 5. A message to the broken souls. Mallam JIJI says to anyone listening right now who feels guilty, who feels distant, who feels unworthy, sometimes one good deed is the bridge between you and Allah. One apology, one charity, one helping hand, one act of mercy. Never underestimate any kindness, even a smile, even lifting something harmful from the road, even feeding a bird, and especially when no one is watching except Allah, because He sees what society does not see, your heart. The ripple effect, one kindness that reached the heavens. The ripple effect of a single act of mercy. Sometimes, the greatest mercy from Allah comes from the smallest action. A gesture so simple, so ordinary, that people overlook it. But Allah does not. Allah never overlooks goodness. And in this chapter, we explore how one act of kindness, nothing more than giving water to a thirsty dog, became a reason for Allah to open the gates of paradise for a woman many people considered sinful. Scene 1. The world judges, Allah knows. Imagine a woman walking alone under the desert sun. She is tired, hungry, and emotionally broken. Society looks at her with disgust. People whisper when she passes. She carries a reputation no one wants to be associated with. But what the world sees is not what Allah sees. Where people saw a sinner, Allah saw a heart capable of compassion, a soul capable of mercy, and a spirit capable of change. People judge appearances. Allah judges sincerity. This is the foundation of her miracle. Scene 2. The moment Mercy was born. The woman reaches a well, desperate for water. She drinks. She rests. But then she hears something. A weak cry. A desperate struggle. A sound of suffering that many would ignore. It is a thirsty dog, panting heavily, barely able to stand. Its tongue hangs dry. Its paws tremble in the sand. Death is approaching it slowly, silently. Anyone else would have walked away. After all, in the world she lived in, who cares about a street dog? But her heart moves. Not because someone will reward her. Not because someone is watching. Not because she wants praise. She acts purely from Rama. Mercy. She climbs down into the well, fills her shoe with water, and gives the dog a chance to live. She risks her safety, uses her own shoe, exhausts herself, just to save a creation of God. And Allah records it. Scene 3. The unseen reaction in the heavens. No angels appear to her. No voice from the sky congratulated her. No sign showed that something extraordinary had happened. To her, it was just a moment, a simple act of kindness. Nothing more. But in the unseen world, something magnificent occurred. Her small act shook the heavens. Angels wrote it down. The gates of Allah's mercy opened, and a blessing she never expected descended upon her. For this act, just this one, Allah forgave her completely. Not part of her sins, not some of her sins, all of her sins. Why? Because the act came from a heart that still carried goodness, even when the world believed she had none. Scene 4. Allah's mercy beyond our understanding. Many people think that good deeds must be huge to matter. Charity must be grand. Worship must be long. Acts must be public and impressive. But look at what Allah is teaching us. A woman considered sinful, a dog no one cared about, a shoe filled with water. And yet, this became the key to paradise. Allah is showing us that mercy weighs more than mountains. Kindness echoes louder than reputations. Sincerity is more valuable than status. In Islam, an action done with a pure heart can outweigh a lifetime of mistakes. This is why Prophet Muhammad said, Allah is more merciful to his servants than a mother to her child. If Allah can forgive a woman with such a reputation for something so small, then what about you? What about the kindness you can do today? What about the mercy you can show to people, to animals, to anyone who needs it? Your smallest act may be the one that brings you the largest forgiveness. Scene 5. The message for the modern believer. This chapter teaches us 3 powerful lessons. 1. Never judge someone's destiny. The world may see a sinner, but Allah may see a saint in the making. 2. No act of kindness is ever wasted. Even if the world ignores it, even if no one praises you, Allah sees it, Allah records it, Allah rewards it. 3. Mercy invites mercy. When you show mercy to Allah's creation, Allah shows mercy to you. The woman gave water to a thirsty dog. Allah gave forgiveness to a thirsty heart. Final emotional moment. If Allah could rewrite her destiny because of a single act of compassion, then imagine what He can do for you. Your heart, your struggles, your efforts. As long as mercy lives inside you, Allah's mercy will find you. Mercy that transforms the heart. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Now, my brothers and sisters, we have reached one of the most important parts of this story. The part where we stop looking at the woman, the dog, the well, or even the thirsty moment, and start looking at ourselves. Because every Quranic story asks a question. And this story asks just one question. If Allah can forgive someone for a single moment of kindness, then what excuse do you and I have for not being merciful every single day? This is where the real lesson begins. 1. Mercy is not complicated. It is a choice. Most people today think kindness must be big, loud, expensive, or dramatic. But the Prophet told us something else. Kindness is not removed from anyone except that they become ruined. Sahih Muslim. The woman in this story did not build a hospital. She did not donate $1 million. She did not save an entire village. She simply saw a creature suffering, and her heart moved. The mercy came from inside. The forgiveness came from Allah. This is the formula. Mercy in the heart, forgiveness from the Lord of mercy. 2. The mercy you show today might save you tomorrow. The scholars say something powerful. You never know which action will enter you into paradise. Sometimes it is a prayer. Sometimes it is charity. Sometimes it is patience. And sometimes, like this woman, it is a single act of compassion, one moment in a lifetime. Imagine this. A person lives 50 years struggling with sin, and yet one moment of pure sincerity becomes the key to Jannah. Isn't Allah amazing? Isn't His mercy unbelievable? This story teaches, never underestimate a small good deed, because it might not be small to Allah. 3. The woman was a sinner, but Allah saw the good inside her. One of the deepest lessons in this story is this. Allah does not judge you based on your past. Allah judges you based on your heart and your sincerity. This woman had a reputation. People called her sinful. Society looked down on her. No one respected her. No one valued her. But Allah, the one who sees the secrets of the heart, the one who knows sincerity when the world ignores it, Allah valued her act. Allah forgave her. Allah raised her. Why? Because one moment of real mercy is more powerful than a lifetime of fake worship. For the dog was not important. Her mercy was. Some people ask, why would Allah forgive someone for giving water to a dog? What is the big deal? The scholars explain, Allah does not reward the deed itself. Allah rewards the heart behind the deed. A hard heart would walk past the suffering animal. A cold heart would say, not my problem. A selfish heart would say, I'm busy. But her heart felt compassion. She saw pain, and she responded. Allah does not ignore hearts like that. 5. Mercy toward humans, animals, and even the earth. The Prophet taught, in every living being, there is reward. Meaning, if you feed a hungry person, reward. If you help a tired animal, reward. If you remove something harmful from the road, reward. If you plant a tree that shades a traveler, reward. Mercy is not limited. It is universal. The woman didn't know her action was recorded by the angels. She didn't know Allah would mention her story for 1,400 years. She didn't know millions of Muslims would study her kindness. She simply acted because mercy lived inside her. 6. Ask yourself, what will be your one act of mercy? Let's reflect, my brother, my sister. If Allah forgave her for giving water to a dog, then what about feeding a hungry child, forgiving a family member, helping a struggling neighbor, comforting someone who is depressed, donating even 100 Nigerian nairas with sincerity, smiling at someone who feels invisible? Which of these could be the deed that changes your destiny? We chase big achievements, but Allah looks at sincerity, not size. Maybe your gentleness to someone today will dress you in garments of paradise tomorrow. Maybe your kindness to a stranger is already written as a gate-opening deed. Maybe one moment of sabr, one moment of generosity, one moment of mercy will echo in the heavens. 7. The story is about mercy, but the message is about hope. This story is proof that no sinner is too far from Allah. No small deed is ignored by Allah. No sincere heart is forgotten by Allah. And no act of mercy disappears in the sight of the most merciful. So today, choose mercy. Choose kindness. Choose compassion. Because Allah sees, Allah knows, and Allah rewards beyond imagination. The legacy of mercy, lessons from a single act. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. As the story of this remarkable woman draws to a close, we reflect on the lasting legacy of mercy, kindness, and faith. Her single act of compassion was not just a deed. It became a beacon of hope, a reminder that Allah's mercy is limitless and His recognition of good is absolute, no matter how small it may seem to the world. 1. Understanding divine mercy. The woman's act, helping someone in need without expecting anything in return, demonstrates a profound principle of the Qur'an. Indeed, Allah is oft forgiving, most merciful. Qur'an 4 hours, 96 minutes. Even a small gesture, when done sincerely, is noticed by Allah. Her forgiveness shows us that one act of kindness, if performed with pure intention, can erase countless wrongs. The scholar narrating her story emphasizes that Allah's mercy often exceeds human imagination. It reminds us that no matter how many mistakes one has made, the door of repentance and forgiveness is always open. 2. Transforming lives through kindness. Her story became a lesson not just for her, but for her family, friends, and community. After her forgiveness, those who knew her were inspired to perform acts of kindness themselves. The ripple effect of a single action influenced entire communities, spreading compassion, patience, and understanding. Her life became a living example of the Qur'anic teaching. Do good as Allah has done good to you. Quran 28:77. The narrative demonstrates that kindness has a multiplier effect, touching lives in ways we may never fully see. 3. Reflection and self-assessment. The scholar invites the audience to reflect. How often do we underestimate the impact of our deeds? Have we avoided small acts of compassion, thinking they are insignificant? Are we seeking forgiveness sincerely, knowing that Allah's mercy is boundless? By reflecting on our life, viewers are encouraged to reassess their own intentions, ensuring that even the smallest acts are performed with sincerity and devotion to Allah. 4. Mercy as a guiding principle. Her forgiveness becomes a blueprint for living a life centered on mercy. Mercy to others, treating people with patience, understanding, and compassion. Mercy to oneself, recognizing that mistakes are part of life and using them as a path to growth. Mercy and faith, believing that Allah's guidance and forgiveness are available to all who sincerely seek it. This principle aligns with the Quranic emphasis that mercy is the key to a meaningful and righteous life. 5. Inspiring the next generation. Her story transcends her own time. The scholar narrates how young people, inspired by her example, begin to show kindness in schools, workplaces, and homes, approach life with intention and mindfulness, knowing that no deed is too small in the eyes of Allah. Share mercy and forgiveness with others, continuing the cycle that her single act began. In this way, one small act of kindness echoes through generations, a testament to the enduring power of mercy. As we end chapter 6, the scholar reminds us, Allah's mercy is greater than any sin, and forgiveness can come through acts of pure intention. Each of us has the power to make a difference, no matter how small. The woman's story is not just about forgiveness. It is about hope, inspiration, and the transformative power of one kind deed. And my mercy encompasses all things. Quran 7:156. Mallam JIJI reminds the audience, your actions matter. Your sincerity matters. And Allah notices every single good deed, no matter how hidden. Alhamdulillah, we have reached the end of this beautiful story, the story of the woman who was forgiven by Allah for a single act of kindness. Her life reminds us that no deed of compassion, however small, goes unnoticed by Allah. The lesson is clear. Mercy, sincerity, and good intentions hold immense power. One act of kindness can change not only your life, but the lives of countless others around you. Now, I invite you to take action. Like this video if this story inspired you to be kinder today. Comment below. Share a moment when a small act of mercy touched your life. Share this video with friends, family, and your community so others may also benefit from the Quranic lessons of mercy. Subscribe to Wisdom from the Minbar and turn on notifications so you never miss another story of guidance, inspiration, and divine lessons from the Quran. Remember, brothers and sisters, your actions, your intentions, and your faith can create ripples of mercy that extend far beyond what you can see. Even a single act done sincerely can earn the forgiveness and blessings of Allah. I am your brother, Mallam JIJI, and I will continue bringing you timeless lessons and stories from the Quran that inspire, teach, and guide us on the path of righteousness. May Allah bless you and your loved ones, and may He increase us all in mercy, knowledge, and good deeds.